Traditional Japanese houses, they are beautiful, timeless entities. However, fewer and fewer Japanese people are choosing to build them today. But why is that? As a Japanese person, I find this trending fascinating. So today we'll take a closer look at the feature of a traditional Japanese house and how design impacts modern living. I also spoke with my parents who recently renovated their house to investigate the real reasons why Japanese people are no longer choosing traditional Japanese houses. Let's start with the entrance. While this is actually a temple entrance, it closely resembles the entryways found in traditional Japanese homes. Traditional Japanese entryways were surprisingly spacious. This space is called doma in Japanese, and it wasn't just for removing shoes. It was used for cooking, farm work, and even doing laundry. But today, no one uses entryways like that anymore. Modern homes have much smaller, more practical entrances, simply for taking off shoes. This is just one example of how changing lifestyle habits have reshaped Japanese home design. But of course, when we step inside, we can see more explicit examples. Traditional Japanese houses feature a unique layout called Tsuzukima, a series of tatami rooms connected by fusuma sliding doors. These versatile rooms can function as individual workspaces, meeting areas, or storage spaces, but they truly shine when combined into a single large space for community gatherings or events. Being able to change the room size according to different purposes is sometimes very convenient. Unlike traditional layouts, most people today prefer clearly separated rooms like those in your own homes due to concerns about privacy, poor insulation, and inadequate soundproofing issues that have become especially relevant with the rise of remote work. When it comes to traditional Japanese houses, tatami mats are also their most distinctive feature. They are also perfect for relaxing, just add a cushion and you can comfortably lie down. Tatami mats also play a unique role in measuring room sizes in Japan. Instead of using square meters, rooms are often described by the number of tatami mat they can fit. While tatami rooms have many advantages, fewer modern Japanese homeowners choose them today. There are three main reasons for this. The first one is difficult to clean. Tatami requires special care when cleaning. You have to use a vacuum cleaner or broom gently to avoid damaging the surface. You also need to vacuum along the seams to remove dirt properly. The second reason is high maintenance. Unlike wooden flooring, which can last for decades with minimal upkeep, tatami mats wear out over time and typically need to be replaced every 5 years. And the third one is prone to mold and dust mites. Tatami mats can absorb moisture, making them prone to mold in humid conditions. They can also attract dust mites, which can be a problem for people with allergies. While tatami is very comfortable and gives rooms a calming atmosphere, it's clearly not suited for our modern busy lifestyle, unfortunately. Like tatami, Shoji screens are another defining characteristic of traditional Japanese houses. In traditional homes, Shoji screens allow natural light to enter while maintaining separation between spaces. That is why Shoji screens rather than fusuma are used near windows. However, they have one major drawback. They offer almost no insulation against the cold. As many people commented on my previous video about why Japan doesn't have central heating, Japanese homes were designed primarily for hot summers, not cold winters. In the past, people managed the cold by wearing layers of clothing and using fires or open hearths. However, summers were unbearable in the era before air conditioning. In modern times, since various appliances can maintain comfortable room temperatures, energy efficiency has become a priority. This is one of the key reasons why traditional Japanese homes are disappearing. They are simply not built for comfortable year-round living. So far, we've explored the various parts of traditional Japanese rooms, but did you know there are different styles of traditional rooms? The Shoin-zukuri style is the most renowned. The rooms were the original home offices of Japan, a space for reading, writing, and studying. This is called tsukishoin, a built-in desk near the window to make use of natural light. With modern lighting now available, this reading space has lost its original purpose and serves mainly as storage, unfortunately. The tokonoma is a decorative alcove installed in one corner of the room, dedicated to displaying hanging scrolls and flower arrangement. While Shoin-zukuri rooms were perfect for a time when people mainly read books and wrote by hand, they don't work well in a modern lifestyle that revolves around computers and large furniture. Additionally, constructing a Shoin-zukuri style building requires high-skilled craftsmen and comes with considerable cost. This is another reason why Japanese people no longer build these kind of rooms. While changes in lifestyle are undoubtedly the biggest factor in the decline of traditional Japanese houses, I believe there are other important factors at play. One of these is the decline of traditional culture. For example, Japanese homes traditionally include Buddhist altars and Shinto shrines. Buddhist altars in particular have traditionally been placed in tatami rooms because prayers are offered while sitting on the floor. However, in recent years, there has been a clear decrease in households installing Buddhist altars and Shinto shrines. This represents a decline in culture practices, and these traditional customs fade. The necessity for Japanese style rooms has also diminished. But given all these changes in lifestyle and culture, it's no surprise that traditional Japanese houses are disappearing. But while they may not fit modern living, they hold a unique beauty and craftsmanship that should not be forgotten. In Japan, there are many floor-length vertical windows. These are called hakidashimado and were originally designed to allow sweeping dirt directly outside with a broom. The next one is my favorite feature, which is Yukimi Shoji. Literally translated, it means shoji for viewing snow. As the name suggests, it's a special shoji screen designed for viewing snowy landscape and gardens from inside the room. In Japanese houses, decorative openings called ranma are installed in the upper part between rooms for ventilation and light, allowing for more efficient indoor air circulation. The nail hider is another commonly seen feature in Japanese architecture. As the name suggests, its main purpose is to hide nails, but the presence of these nail covers makes the room feel more composed and structured. Well, these are just a few of the many features found in traditional Japanese houses, while each one contributes to creating a beautiful spatial aesthetic. Well, nevertheless, as mentioned at the beginning, many new houses in Japan are Western style rather than traditional Japanese. While we've already covered some of the reasons for this, we might discover deeper insight by asking Japanese people directly about their motivations. Well, fortunately, my parents recently renovated part of their house, converting to Japanese style section into Western style, so I'd like to ask them about their reasons.
ここさ、リフォームする前さ、和室だって、なんで洋室にしたの？
やっぱ年取った時に膝が痛くなったりしたら椅子の生活の方が楽だと思ったし。
Looking at the gatherings held at my house, I've noticed an increase in elderly attendees, and it's become standard practice to provide chairs for them. Well, from this perspective, my mother's decision to choose Western style over Japanese style for her later years was very convincing.
それにもともと自分は東京で生まれ育って和室がなかったからね、もともと洋室の暮らしが当たり前だったからかな。
But among the conversations I had, what was particularly interesting was that even my mother, who was born more than I think like 50 years ago, grew up sitting in chairs rather than sitting on the floor. Well, indeed, as she said, like while my mother was born and raised in Tokyo, it was kind of surprising for me that traditional Japanese houses weren't the norm even for her generation. But of course, when people build new houses, while they naturally tend to choose lifestyle they are familiar with, but considering my mother's experience as well, it's clear that the number of Japanese people who have lived in traditional Japanese houses is decreasing even further, which will undoubtedly lead to an even greater decrease in traditional Japanese houses in the future. Well, honestly, it's not hard to imagine that traditional Japanese houses might one day disappear entirely from Japan. But as someone who grew up in a traditional Japanese house, I feel a deep sense of nostalgia and a little sadness seeing them fade away, honestly. But at the same time, I understand that change is kind of inevitable. But even traditional Japanese houses I'm here at the moment have also evolved over centuries to adapt to new way of living. So what do you think about that? Are there any elements of traditional Japanese houses that you would like to see preserved? Well, let me know in the comment box below. If you enjoy learning about Japanese life through traditional Japanese houses, please check out this video for more insights into daily life in Japan. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Bye.